Well, the president said the new ministry is all about tackling farmer-herders clashes, but what about tackling surging food insecurity, as well as cutting the cost of governance, which many say has been the real catalyst for hunger in the land? Just how desirable is the Ministry of Livestock Development? Dr. Akin Fapohunda is a former Director of Planning at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. He joins us now. Many thanks for being here on Newsday.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers.
Now, what are your thoughts, on the creation of the Ministry of Livestock Development to stop farmer-herders clash? Is this really necessary at a time when Nigerians are calling on government to reduce the cost of governance?
It's politics all the way. It's not about production. It's not about cultivation. It's not about efficient use of resources. It's politics all the way, and politics will not put food on our table. And there's many issues that anybody who is a scientist, who is an agriculturalist, will not agree with any new ministry. In fact, throwing ministries at any idea is just a total waste of resources. And we have been calling for the government to downsize. And the Tinubu administration just appears stone deaf to the reality of the country. It was announced yesterday they are going to borrow 2-point-something billion naira again. They're going to pledge crude oil to borrow money. How can you borrow money again and you are creating new bureaucracy at the same time? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't make sense at all. It's not science, not a Greek. It's just politics, pure and simple.
That's what many people do say. And this also comes off the heels of Chief Whip Ali Ndume coming out with some comments earlier to say that the president has been absent due to addressing key issues affecting the constituencies, that it's hard to get an audience with the president, that the doors are closed, and constituents are having a hard time expressing to him just how dire the food security issue and the cost of living crisis is for the masses. What do you make of this, and how do you see a way moving forward to address these issues?
Well, the Tinubu administration is out of Lagos to come to Abuja. Abuja is a complicated environment, and Nigeria is not Lagos. And it's showing because that disconnect between what's happening in the villa and what's happening in the Ministry of Agriculture. I'd be surprised if any of my colleagues who were probably very young officers when I was a director in the ministry will actually, on merit, propose any new ministry now. Because there are enough provisions in the budget, so redundant, so much overhead line items in the ministry on livestock matters. So much money is being thrown at this issue, and we are not going to get anything. And what does it mean now? I mean, does the government want to start producing animals, raising cows for anybody? What does the ministry mean? Okay, Ndume is correct. But Ndume also is the one who raised the issue of Hajj, and Tinubu gave them 90 billion to go to Hajj. So he cannot be complaining that he cannot have access now, in all honesty. As I said earlier on, it's just 100% pure politics. It's not really to address the concerns of every Nigerian in terms of food. It will not even help the Fulanis, because for the next 6 months to 1 year, they'll be scrambling for offices. Who is going to be permanent secretary, going to be director, who's going to be in the office in Lagos, in Port Harcourt, in Katsina, in Kaduna. You're going to buy vehicles, you're going to procure furniture, you're going to procure all kinds of things. They will not raise one head of cattle in the next 6 months. That's my honest opinion as somebody who is in the agri sector for many years.
Well, you've said it's all politics, but I'm wondering, is there a way we can salvage the situation since the ministry has already been created? What measures can be taken by the new ministry to ensure that it achieves its mandate and is not just another channel of siphoning public funds?
Well, viewers may remember that July 16 last year, President Tinubu announced an initiative to spend 200 billion naira to cultivate 500,000 hectares of land. July 16 last year, on a Monday, he made a broadcast. What has happened to that promise? We have not seen anything about that 200 billion naira marked. So this announcement will go the way of all other announcements, in all honesty. It's so regrettable that I mean, this year is running to an end, so I can't see anything that will happen, seriously. The country is just being taken for a ride, in all honesty. Sorry I'm being so harsh, but it's just to have a policy in place. We want to help you acquire land. We want to help you grow grass for your animals. We want to give you interest-free loan if you have so much number of cattle. I mean, if somebody has 100 head of cattle, we give you so much incentive. It's just, that's what we need to do, not to create another ministry with office in 36 states. And they start spending money. Furniture, air conditioner, vehicles. That's what the ministry is about. Ministry is not about solving problems, absolutely.
So what could the ministry do in order to maybe even seem like they are working towards tackling these issues? What could be one thing that they could start to work on in order to give some faith into them?
Well, we just we salvage the situation, okay? To salvage the situation doesn't mean you're going to get the best. Okay, you appoint a minister. The minister is going to be confirmed in the next 1 month or two. You have to look for a permanent secretary to come in. You have to select 1 or 2 or 3, 4 directors. The most you could do could have been done even right now to announce a basket of incentives. Anyone who has 100 head of cattle, register your business. Register your location. We'll link you with the state government that has land. And it cannot happen in the southern states. Politics cannot happen. You cannot get any 200 hectares of land in southern states to do cattle ranching at all. So we have to limit which area it to be. Governor Kanduji of Kano before he announced that all cattle areas should come to Kano some time ago. So let's take him on his word that everybody with cattle should move towards Kano, Jigawa, and such areas, and then indicate interest of how many hectares you need, and then let government use civil servants to grow grass and provide the dams to provide water for the cattle. That's the kind of thing that facilitates to assist. You don't need the ministry to do that. In fact, it should be matching grants to the state government. Federal government will say we have 100 billion naira for cattle development or whatever it is. And then any state that can show proof that they have 1,000 heads of cattle in one location and there's a dam there for water supply and they've grown grass, and federal government staff will just go and inspect and see that the cattle is in place. And then you give money to the state government as a matching grant. Federal government, one office can do that. It doesn't have to require a ministry. We just have a monitoring team to monitor the claim of the state governments that they've assisted cattle farmers. And then you give grants. You pay after the fact. You don't pay in advance. You pay after the fact. If you have done so much, we give you half of the cost. Then the state government will contribute, federal government will contribute, the state government will look for the land, for the business. That's how what is practical. We don't need a big minister again with big agbada with SUVs to be going around. Absolutely.
In the meantime, the Senate has warned President Tinubu that Nigerians are losing patience with his administration due to the problem of hunger and food insecurity. The Senate says it is considering reducing or removing taxes on imported foodstuff. Is this a step in the right direction in addressing food scarcity in the country?
It is not. Well, the Senate, they are all culpable, in all honesty. There's no, the entire political class, they've taken the citizens of Nigeria for a ride. I mean, they took their time to buy sweet for themselves last year, so what can they say now? Are they coming with equity? Are they coming with clean hands? What is their own track record? They refurbished their office for I don't know how many billions of naira. They are comfortable in the National Assembly where they are. So it's just talk. It's not really, to me, as an individual, it doesn't resonate with me at all. It's just politics on their part. They want to just say, oh, President Tinubu, it's your problem. If Nigeria are complaining, you carry your can yourself. We are not in it. But they are in it. They are in it together. They are in it together. Absolutely. They cannot work their hands off at all. The problem we have in this country is that we don't have a political party. If APC were a political party, they're supposed to have come out with a program of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years outlined that we know what to expect. But this is ad hoc announcement. So they're going to raise 2.something billion loan now. Meanwhile, there is no petrol in the streets. So how do you solve that? It's confusion everywhere, and as a citizen at my age, I feel so distressed that we can be managed in such an ad hoc manner. It's so distressing.
Confusion everywhere indeed. But thank you so much for joining us for this discussion, Dr. Akin Fapohunda. Thank you for joining us on Newsday.